Ori, Campbell are the forwards, and Shaq in the middle. He'll be playing against Arvydas Sabonis, the veteran, who's got a sore neck and shoulder still. You saw the starting backcourt of Kenny Anderson and Isaiah Ryder. Clifford Robinson and Rasheed Wallace are the forwards, and we are underway. Kenny Anderson. Rasheed Wallace is leading the team in scoring. Ryder down inside to Sabonis, who got a nice move, missed the reverse, but the tip in by Clifford Robinson.
Cliff Robinson needs the field goal early, and I'm sure they're happy on the Trailblazers bench because he struggled to get in the game offensively.
Van Exel gets the reverse. Let's see if they'll count it. Wave the basket off. But he is fouled on the drive by Kenny Anderson.
One of the problems when you're playing Van Exel is that for the most part, he'll stand back and run the offense, and then all of a sudden tonight, he starts to penetrate, or he'll come down and slip a dagger with a three-pointer.
Average score of the two games, 101-85 LA. One of the keys is Portland hasn't been able to score well, only 85 points. Shaquille getting the boos already. And he's fouled.
No double team. They're going to play him straight up, and there he came. I've said it before, he is the most difficult guy to referee, particularly when you're the opposing team. He's very, very difficult.
Van Exel defended by Kenny Anderson. Van Exel pulls up for the long-range shot, and Arvydas Sabonis pulls down the rebound. Sabonis picked up the personal. Anderson left alone for the jumper, and that'll fall.
Kenny Anderson needs a big game. One of the problems that Kenny has sometimes is he takes it mano-mano, and he starts to run the offense, then things don't go well. He starts going to the basket and gets shots blocked. It'll be interesting to see whether he distributes or becomes a scorer tonight.
5-0 Portland. Eddie Jones, long range. Shaquille steals the rebound. And the foul. And it's Sabonis. He has 2 quick fouls.
That'll bring Dudley on immediately. They've got a two-headed center, but that makes it very difficult because they need Sabonis' passing and scoring. The problem was, didn't put a body on him early. He rebounded, took it right to the rack.
Here comes Chris Dudley. In this series, Sabonis is only averaging 11 points and 5.5 rebounds, and one of the reasons is his minutes have been limited due to foul trouble. Here's Shaquille's production, 46 in game 1, 30 in game 2.
Well, it's a minute and a half into the game, and you can't have your key guy, and boy, is he mad going off the court. He is fuming.
Posting up Ryder. They got away with that very well, and Ryder is fouled. They said they were going to go to Ryder more at the end of the season in the last game. That kept the Lakers, when Portland won, kept the Lakers from winning the Pacific Division. It was the post-up of Isaiah Ryder against the slighter, slimmer Eddie Jones that proved very effective. But in this series, it hasn't been so far.
Well, because they are going to a quick double team, and he's looking maybe at a third guy. They are not going to let him get off. P.J. Carlesimo said in our meeting, said, we're going to run him off more screens, get him more involved. That time, they got him on a quick post-up, and he was effective.
Isaiah Ryder steps to the free throw line. The foul, by the way, was on Robert Ori. Isaiah Ryder, 7 out of 7 from the line total in this series. As you look at his numbers, 7 points and 18 points. 8 out of 8 for Isaiah Ryder from the free throw line of the series. Free throws, big disparity. Coming into the game, the Lakers had shot 68. Portland only 45. To compare that, Shaquille has taken 32 free throws already.
Well, I don't think there's any question anybody's seen the two games. No, they're much more aggressive offensively. That's the name of the game. You're going to get to the line. You earn it. Anderson to Robinson, who missed the layup, but we got a foul.
Ed Middleton with the call. They're going to call goaltending.
Take a look at this. Kenny's out on the break, running, gets it to Robinson. He goes up. He loses control of it. And they called it on a goaltending.
Pinned against the backboard. And it's 9-3 Portland. And we've got a 20-second timeout called by Del Harris and the Lakers. There's Eldon Campbell. Eldon Campbell has played well in the playoff series. He's been overshadowed, literally and figuratively, by Shaquille O'Neal. Campbell there wearing number 41. Eldon Campbell in the series, 18 points, 56% field goal, averaging 4 rebounds.
Del Harris has talked to his club, and I guarantee he's saying they're down 0-2. 2. We're up. So you've got to play through this emotion of the home court team.
And Clifford Robinson, Chuck told you in the open there, he struggled in the last 5 playoffs. In this series, he's only averaging 9 points a game, 7 of 23 from the floor, and only 1 of 9 from threes. But he has been rebounding. He leads the team in rebounding at 8.5 a game. There's the leading scorer, sophomore Rasheed Wallace. He's probably coming out as a lottery pick this year.
Absolutely. And a high one. He's had a good year here in Portland.
Posting Campbell, jump hook. LA 1 for 4 from the floor. They've only made the dunk. Anderson's penetration. Portland jumps out to a big 11-3 lead. Look at Shaquille run the floor.
Coming right back at them, and that's one of the problems that the Trailblazers will have, the fact that he can outrun both of their centers. Incredible foot speed.
And most of their players wearing a brace on that left knee, the injured knee that caused him to miss the 20-plus games. Dudley misses the jump shot. That's not a shot. 11-5 Portland, 9:13 to go. First quarter from the Rose Garden. Rebound Chris Dudley. Anderson is pushing it, but nobody white jerseys aren't down there.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. They're not running with Kenny. Kenny can really push the ball, but he's got to have somebody to go with him. Otherwise, you can't get numbers.
Into Dudley, jump hook. Chris Dudley, excellent rebounder, good defender, not an offensive threat.
Chris is only averaging 3.9, actually 4 points a game. Shoots 43%, struggles to score, but he does the other things. He can play low post defense, and he can really rebound the ball. On occasion, he'll get off the previous game. He was one of their leading scorers. You know they're in trouble.
Nick Van Exel missed that 3. Nick's 4 of 10 from three-point land, but he hits critical three-pointers for this team. Robinson tries to drive inside, loses the ball. Somebody got a piece of it. Shaquille pulls it down out of the Portland air. It's 11-5 Portland.
In the 2 games, the shooting is down. Part of the reason is that their shot selection is not what it could be.
Portland said they were going to play more physical, wanted to be the aggressors in this game. They have been so far. Looking for Campbell on the block.
Well, Sabonis was.
Shot clock to 2. Got a bailout.
He sure did. That was a definite miss.
Cliff Robinson 12 for the personal. That shot clock was down for 2, and it was just a prayer thrown up there. Campbell goes to the free throw line. Eldon Campbell, I told you, 18 points in this series, 4 rebounds. He's 7 out of 8 from the line, too.
He had a tremendous year, and when Shaquille O'Neal was down, he averaged high double-digit figures, close to 19 points a game, and can really score the basketball. He can face and shoot it. He can go to the low post. They've got such an impact in the lane with these 2 guys that they're going to give almost everyone that kind of problem.
The Lakers won game 1, 107-93. Game 2, 95-77. That's an average of 101 to 85. So they've been really handling Portland down in L.A. Here, the Lakers are trailing 11-6 with 7:45 to go in the first period from the Rose Garden. First round playoff, Western Conference. That's a triple. His second of Kenny Anderson. Got a sly smile on his face. Looks as though he's feeling comfortable tonight, Chuck.
He really does, and they're using a little bit more pick and roll on the wing, and that'll free up Kenny's 3-4-3.
So Kenny Anderson, who you coached up in New Jersey,
between the legs, and here he comes. Yes.
Portland up 14-6. On the sidelines with us tonight, Lisa Leslie. Lisa.
Yesterday I talked with Nick Van Exel, and he stressed the importance and the way for them to win this game 3 would be their defensive intensity. Right now, Darren Harris is not happy with the Lakers. They said that they have not been moving without the ball, and it's important to get the ball inside and continue to move on offense.
All right, Lisa, thank you. We'll be looking forward to your reports throughout the game as you roam the sidelines.
Shaquille O'Neal has been moving. He's 2 for 3, and the rest of the team is 0 for 4. So somebody else better do something.
Posted up Shaquille there. Look at the strength. Backs in, splits the double team. Misses the jump hook. Dudley with the rebound. Anderson pushing it again.
He's down there all by himself. Can't come all the way, but he's forcing his club to get down floor a little bit quicker.
Rasheed Wallace. Oh, he's tremendous from the baseline.
Pick and roll on the wing gives him real problems.
6'10", 225, forward, center, North Carolina. You know the story on him. He's averaging 37 minutes a game and 19 points, leading the Blazers in scoring in this playoff series. Shot clock down to 7. Back to Shaquille, 5. Jump hook goes down this time, and Shaquille has 7 points early.
Turned his shoulder in, made good contact. Makes it very tough for the official in the soft jump hook. You look at him, the guy said, guy can't have any touch. Let's see how they're playing the pick and roll.
Pull up, Kenny Anderson, 17 feet. Oh, Anderson is feeling it tonight. And 10 points for Kenny.
And he had Dudley wide open, but the problem is the big guy is outrunning the whole team.
Oh, he said he rested on a cameraman when he fell down in game 1. It's what cushioned his fall. Here he bounced off the cameraman and went into the very expensive baseline seats, and a personal interview for one of the Portland fans. Everybody's all right.
One of the problems is when he does run out like that. Take a look at this. He's beating the whole club down court. This is the value of film. They've looked at films and they say their centers can't possibly get back with him. So we're going to try to run him out every chance we get. And they've been successful.
Everybody on the Lakers side holding their breath to see, as you saw, his injured knee hit that camera. Seemed to be all right. He looked like he scratched his right knee, but no blood there, and he hits 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. It's 18-9.
You notice his hand bandaged, cut in his last regular season game. Not much of a cut, doesn't bother him, but he does keep it well bandaged. But it's got to affect his shooting, particularly foul shooting.
That was a flagrant 1 foul, thus the 2 shots and the ball back to Los Angeles. There's Shaq setting the pick. Looking again, now Robert Horry into Eldon Campbell. Campbell has it blocked by Rasheed Wallace.
Got numbers.
And Wallace is down quickly, as is Robinson. Ryder. Wallace, big rebound inside of Shaq. And the basket.
And we're seeing a much more aggressive Blazer team. And I think Kenny Anderson is kind of the guy that's getting this motor running, pushing the ball, forcing his teammates to run, and they've gotten much more active around the backboard and are getting easier shots. There's the shot. Big rebound inside, takes it right back up and gets the foul on O'Neal.
5:46 to go in the first period. Wallace misses the free throw. The back tip by Clifford Robinson keeps it alive. 20-9 Blazers. 5:36 to go in the period. Anderson down the middle, no interior defense as Kenny Anderson, lightning quick, gets it down the lane. Anderson is 5 out of 5 and has 12 points, and Del Harris is going to go to his bench early.
He wants some energy. Going to come with Knight. Going to come with Jerome Kersey.
Former Blazer. He's been playing very well in this series.
High energy guy. Del Harris loves what he brings to the club when he comes off the bench.
Eldon Campbell backing it in. Offensive foul on the clear out. And Chuck, one thing I've noticed also that was different than games 1 and 2 is Portland is forcing the Lakers to use more clock before they get the shot up.
Yeah, they are. They're a little bit better defensively. And the fact that they're doing a pretty good job on O'Neal in stopping his catches, but he can be helped by pressure on the ball. Then they've got to move it. He's got to reestablish position, and that takes time off the clock and makes it shorter to work with.
How about this? Since Arvydas Sabonis went out with the 2 quick fouls, Dudley came in. He has 5 rebounds. The entire Laker team has 4. Robinson missing. He's 1 for 10. Robinson is from beyond the arc in this playoff series. Van Exel on the Kenny Anderson deal. Hard to the hoop. Indecision. It's Portland ball.
A wild shot by Van Exel. Van Exel saying, I'm going to come back and get something started with my club because we're not doing anything except throwing it inside. And perhaps they need to go away, the Lakers, a little bit from posting up and get some basic set offensive plays.
Is it us, Chuck? This is the 3rd game in a row with a big lead early in the ballgame for one club or the other. 22-9. That foul will be on Eddie Jones. 22-9 Blazers.
Well, last night Seattle comes out with a 40-point first quarter, but if they went flat after that and were unable to hold on and win the game, it becomes a substitution situation. When you have a club playing well, you want to go to your regular rotation, but sometimes you've got to defy that and stay with the people if they're playing well.
There's Ryder on that post-up as you see the double team comes quickly. Kenny Anderson, look out, 15 for Kenny. 3 triples in the first period with 4:18 to go. A 16-point lead.
All you got to do is look at his feet. When he's got those quick feet and he elevates, he is very hard to stop.
Anderson with the timeout, or Del Harris with the timeout, and the Lakers are going to be going, well, hopping. Anderson doing it all. 15 points already in this game of the 25.
There's the jumper. Here's another jumper. When he's got those feet moving quick like that, here he gets all the way to the hole.
I liked what he told you in New Jersey.
Well, he would say to me, hey, he said, hit that bad game, see, I owe you one. Next night he could back out and do it all by himself, and that's the way he feels right now.
You can see it. You can see it. 16-point lead for the Blazers. O'Neal down the baseline. Dudley right in his face. And that's 2 on Dudley. Sabonis already on the bench with 2. We told you Kenny has scored 15 points and has 3 triples. 2 assists to go with that. And we're going to get an early substitution here for the Portland Trailblazers.
It'll be interesting to see if he comes in for Dudley. That means that P.J. Carlesimo will say, I'm going to save my centers. I need the fouls. Let's see who he comes for. It's kind of paying off, though, for Portland, because tonight O'Neal is struggling a little bit more with his free throws.
This is Gary Trent, second-year player from Ohio University. When he was in the Mid-America Conference, the MAC, they called him Shaq of the MAC.
We'll find out if he's going to be matched up against him. Who's going to play Shaq next time down the floor?
Gary Trent, not quite the physical specimen, 6'8", 250.
Here's a little trap. Del Harris does not like what's happening. Good opportunity to get a really good shot. They don't get one. They get an air ball.
Trent muscles it in and draws the foul from rookie Travis Knight.
But Del Harris doesn't like what's happening with this club. He'll go to some traps. They can swing the ball to Rasheed. He throws it all the way over. Trent working hard in there. Gets it up and enough. Gets fouled. Gets the basket.
Gary Trent goes to the free throw line. See his number in the series, 11.5 minutes and 7 points. That's not bad, 7 points in 11 minutes. By the way, I want to remind you tomorrow, another NBA doubleheader on TNT. First Miami takes on Orlando, then Seattle and Phoenix meet in the West tomorrow night, starting at 8 Eastern on TNT. 28-10 Portland, and had Eddie Jones not stepped in front of Kenny Anderson, Isaiah Ryder was all the way down for an easy quick shot or a spot up 3. As it is, Ryder's going to have to work for it. Behind the back pass to Trent, who can't handle it. Lakers running. That's Jerome Kersey, former Blazer. He never did find the handle. Pass finally inside to Travis Knight. 4 Lakers down on that break.
They got out on the break. The Trailblazers, poor handling of the ball, really struggled with the ball. Had a pretty good opportunity on that break, but you're right. Jones and the Lakers went to a set play previous to that to get Jones some kind of shot, try to get other people involved other than just Shaquille.
Shaquille with a rebound.
The problem with going at Shaquille, he's so intimidating with his size. All he has to do is stand there and get a hand up, and it intimidates your shot.
That was the first non-Shaq basket. Being 28-12. Portland, 7 on the shot clock. Long 3 and short. There's Van Exel and out of bounds. Nick is now 4 of 12 from beyond the arc of the series and 0 for 4 tonight.
Well, they're searching for some offense. Jones is coming out. Campbell coming back. O'Neal is out. Kobe Bryant, I believe, making his first appearance in the playoffs.
Very early appearance, except for late in he got in a momentary late in that first game when the Lakers were leading, but this is his first significant appearance in the playoffs. No but he's on Cliff Robinson, and he gets an easy jam. Lakers appear confused.
Well, it's a typical at-home play quick, but it's early. You usually do that when you're down 2 games. You can get real quick and real confident at home.
Trying to get something going with Kobe Bryant. 2 youngest players in the history of the NBA are on these 2 teams. Kobe Bryant, who of course plays for the Lakers and is on the floor, and Jermaine O'Neal from Eau Claire High School. There's Jermaine. He's played a little bit also. It was in garbage time in game 1. Pick and roll with Anderson. And Shannon Anderson is just feeling it tonight.
He went through 3 tall trees, got it up there. The problem is going to be PJ is going to keep looking at that clock, say, when do I give this guy a rest, and what happens to my club when he does? I'll tell you what, when you're down 2-zip, you may want to think about playing in 48 minutes.
That's a kicked ball call by Ed Middleton. Here's Kenny. He has 17 points. You look at Kobe Bryant.
Look at this. Splits the defense, takes it right to the middle. 3 guys around him, up and under, gets the nice roll.
Recycled the shot clock, kicked ball, 1:06 to go in the first period. Lakers have been held to 14 points, and the Blazers have scored 32. And Derek Fisher, the rookie guard, is in. So all 3 rookies on the floor. Bryant, Travis Knight, and Derek Fisher. Knight gets the pass from Eldon Campbell.
Sometimes when your first unit isn't going very well, you reach back, bring some people into the game. Maybe something good happens.
Those 3 rookies combined are not as old as Jerome Kersey. Well, that's not quite true. Clifford Robinson, 7 on the shot clock. Offensive foul on the clear-out. Ed Middleton, Hugh Evans, Derek Stafford are our officials tonight. 32-16. Blazers, 35 seconds to go in the period. And Stacey Augmon came here from Atlanta via Detroit. Kobe running the point. And they've got the hand check call on Isaiah Ryder.
Kobe Bryant individually one-on-one facing is so dangerous, and he's got the 3-point shot. He's got the package. He's going to be a brilliant player in this league, getting significant playing time. You're right. First game he got some in garbage time. This is the first time he's been in a playoff game when they really need him, and he's making things happen.
Yeah, Kobe's numbers for the playoffs are 3 minutes and 4 points until now. That's his season averages, though. Gives a little better idea. Played about 15 and a half a game. There was a streak there. He was playing about 25 minutes a game. But again, he's just 18 years old. Every coach you talk to about him, though, says, oh, he'll be there when it's time.
They're really scrambling, and if the Blazers attack this properly, and that is it, they could get some easy field goals because basically it's a zone trap.
Campbell blocked that shot. 32-17 with 6 seconds in the period. Bryant. This is something he does. Turns it over more than he assists. He didn't turn it over, but he lost the handle on it. Kenny Anderson's the story. 17 points, 7 out of 7 from the floor, 3 out of 3 from beyond the arc. NBA playoffs continue. We're in Portland, Oregon. The Willamette River, there's the fountain right on the shores of the river in downtown Portland, and Portland's raining today. There's Tammy Anderson, Kenny Anderson's actress, singer, wife. You may see her on MTV's Real World. Last night we saw Kevin Johnson playing a great game in front of his mom.
Kenny Anderson's responding tonight in front of his wife.
Nice defensive play inside by Trent.
I tell you, good pressure on the ball helped that play. It allows your defensive man to get around and get a hand and get some deflections on the ball.
Sabonis is back in the ballgame. Remember, he has 2 personal fouls. Got him very quickly first couple of minutes of play. He's trying to defend Shaq. Now Shaq's trying to defend Arvydas Sabonis. Offensive foul on the wave off. Ooh, that's painful. That's his 3rd personal.
Let's take a look. Hooked him right there.
Well, not much of one.
He did. It was pretty obvious, and Eddie Middleton made the call, and Dudley has to go right back in the game, and that really hurt. He looked like he came back in with some real passion for scoring, getting involved in the game. But this is what Shaquille O'Neal will do to you with his size and intimidation. You have a tendency to raise that arm to protect yourself and protect the ball from being blocked.
Sabonis, 2 minutes, 3 fouls. Shaq's turnaround jumper. Air ball. Saved by Campbell. 7 on the shot clock. It didn't touch the iron. I wonder if they're aware of it. 3.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, they are.
Well, Percy is. That's a shot clock violation, and the ball will belong to the Blazers. Lakers not exactly in tune here tonight.
Del Harris upset about that. He's the one that had to tell him. No one recognized it. And basically, that's got to be your point guard. Because the ball gets back to him, he's got to know what the shot clock is.
Lakers have not hit a triple yet tonight. 0 for 5. Portland 3 for 6. Kenny Anderson has all 3 of them. He's 3 out of 3. 10:58 to go in the half. 32-17. Blazers. Anderson.
Set play for Kenny Anderson. Went down on a shuffle cut. Got a double pick down there. Come back. That's a set play. PJ knows when he's got a hot guy. Get the ball to him.
19 points. 8 out of 8 tonight. Anderson hasn't missed. Doubling the score of the Lakers. Kobe Bryant still in there, along with Derek Fisher. Shaquille feeds to Bryant with the reverse. You see the potential of the 18-year-old.
They're such a young club. Great, great future ahead of them.
Lakers have yet to cross the 20-point mark in this game during the 2nd quarter with 2 minutes going. Stacey Ogden with. They called him Plastic Man in Atlanta. I think Dick Versace tapped in that.
He's had a tough year trying to get playing time.
Campbell defended pretty well by Gary Trent.
But it shows you what Eldon Campbell could do. Both of those big guys can really face and get to the basket.
Just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Just a moment ago, we showed you Tammy Anderson, the wife of Kenny Anderson, and she's with Lisa Leslie right now.
Tammy, tell me, how hard is it to support your husband? At first, you guys, he started out, it was 0-2. He was in Los Angeles. They came home with a loss. What do you do to support your husband during that time?
Well, I just try to keep him focused and let him know that it's not over. You have to win 3 in order to take it away. So they came back. They're more focused. They're on their home court. And they want this better than anyone else. So
they're definitely playing well right now. Anderson right now has 19 points. How do you feel about that?
I am ecstatic about that. He's back to playing his style of basketball. He's just going to try to do the best he can to pull a win.
Thanks. Good luck.
All right, Lisa, thank you. I told you, you see Tammy Anderson on MTV's Real World. She's an actress and a singer. Shaq gets it to Derek Fisher. He just barely drew iron. The biggest lead was 28-10 in this game by the Blazers. LA has never led or tied. It's 34-19 now with 9.5 to go in the first half. Robinson thought about the jump shot and then saw Shaquille on him. Trying to get it to Wallace, who's matched up against Percy. 4 on the clock into Gary Trent, and it spins home. Gary was happy, unhappy, and then happy.
A long roll.
36-19.
The last possession, they didn't double Shaq early. They came late. He went to Fisher. Fisher not expecting to get a shot. There's where he's dangerous. When you don't come quick enough, he's going to split you and get to the basket. He's got such great feet.
A nice elevation. I mean, that wasn't just a big man push shot. That's off the floor also. Here's a look at Shaquille.
Watch carefully. Here's the ball into the post. One dribble, hop, quickly releases the ball. Three guys coming at him. You've got to get there sooner. And PJ kept talking about it in our pregame meeting. We're just not getting there soon enough. But I don't think you can do it unless you're predetermined to say, go get him right now. If you're going to wait till he gets into the paint, you're too late.
Derek Fisher got the personal foul. Nick Van Exel's back in the game. Eddie Jones, Kobe Bryant, Horry, and O'Neal on the floor for the Lakers. And Los Angeles will get the ball here. Trailing 36-21. Down 15. With 8:40 to go in the half.
Cliff Robinson, who struggled thus far, but he's 3 for 6 tonight. Not a good attempt on the last one, but
yeah, he was only 7 of 23 coming into the game, so he's better tonight. Shaquille tried to reverse him, drew the foul again inside. Looked like Rasheed Wallace got him that time.
well, Rasheed playing him, but he let him get baseline. If you're going to get help, you got to force him back to the middle, unless you're double teaming from the weak side. Dick Carter over there on the bench, very upset because he knew exactly what happened defensively. Dick, a great defensive coach, one of the best in the league. He was really unhappy at that play, knowing what was supposed to happen.
Shaquille's numbers, you saw a graphic just a little bit earlier about the Chicago Bulls sweeping Washington, and Chuck, in that game it looked like the Bullets were going to get it, and you said, you know, the veteran Chicago Bulls are liable to pull something big right down the stretch. And wham bam, Jordan with a big shot, and then Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, you got two guys, not only great offensive players, but made the all defensive team. That tells you how good that club really is.
Stacey Augmon enters the ball to Rasheed Wallace. Look at his elevation. Shaquille was there to alter the shot with Robinson battling inside. Foul on the Lakers. Robinson playing his best game of this series so far.
No question. And they're very active on the offensive board. And what has to happen, if O'Neal's playing your guy, you're not going to get off a good shot. There's a good chance you're going to miss that shot. So get to the offensive board and make something happen. If you get the offensive rebound, take it back. 9 out of 10 times you're going to get fouled.
Robinson goes to the line. Kobe Bryant's played 6 minutes in this game. He had a total of 3 minutes in 2 games coming in here. So he's been on the floor quite a while.
Well, I think Del Harris is, you know, when you get down like this, you start searching for people that maybe can give you a little life.
Now PJ is swallowing hard and getting Kenny Anderson some rest. He doesn't want to.
This is danger time, danger time.
Rumeal Robinson gets in, lob into Shaq, broken up by Robinson. Clifford, Rumeal Robinson to Trent. Whoa, working tough on the baseline. Gary Trent has 7 off the bench.
Rumeal Robinson on a given night can be a terrific player. Sometimes he kind of wallows around in the game, but sometimes, whoa, and what an answer.
Well, that was the biggest lead of the game for just a moment of 19 points. It's 40-23 now. But the Lakers are not showing signs, except for Shaquille O'Neal, who has 13, of much offense here tonight.
Let's see if Rumeal can hold the fort as a point guard to get the ball to the right people's hands to stay in the game. And he's doing that right now. Rasheed posting up.
Wait a minute here. Hugh Evans with the call. Count the basket. And the foul is on Horry.
See if we can pick it up. There's Rasheed Wallace. I'll tell you one of the reasons he'll get good elevation. He faked him that time. He gets good elevation. But on the weak side, Horry going Cliff Robinson aside.
So Cliff steps to the free throw line. Cliff was only 3 of 6 from the free throw line coming into this ball game. He's 3 out of 3 tonight. 6 out of 7 on the series.
And a crowd.
20-point lead.
Yes. Howling for a turnover. Van Exel lost control.
20-point Bulls for the Blazers. Having their way. Rumeal Robinson all the way to the hole.
He can have nights if he gets aggressive in his game. He's got the long-range shot. Sometimes I think he lacks a little confidence, and when he gets his confidence on a given night, very dangerous player.
Well, the Lakers have no interior defense on the floor now, except for Shaq. Portland up 45-23. The point guards first. Kenny Anderson came in and played well. He went to the bench. Comes with Rumeal Robinson, does P.J. Carlesimo. He gets past Nick Van Exel for the lay-in.
Elevates and gets fouled, and two guys really happy. You know what? Clothes do not make the man. It's obvious.
The owner, Paul Allen, Bill Gates, and we know Bill Gates.
Maybe we can get a loan.
I've been trying to get a laptop. That's all I want.
I bet they have one in their possession. Probably divided between them.
You know, we call Chuck Daddy Rich, but here in that crowd, Chuck. 45-23 Blazers. This is some home performance. You and I said in the opening last night, Phoenix crowd got them into the game, but that was after a 40-point first period from Seattle. Here it's been Blazers right from the get-go, except for this man. He's a man among boys. It's incredible.
It's impossible to stop him. He just dominates the paint. Will get every rebound, puts it back. You know, I guess if you play with him, maybe you have a tendency to depend on him a little bit too much. Look at here. Powers it up. Looked like a foul. Gets it back. Hand on the ball. Takes it right up through. Forget it. And he knows it.
And knocks down the free throw. 16 points for Shaquille. His free throw shooting is not up to his previous standards of the playoffs of 63%, however. Tonight, I think he's like 4 of 8 from the line.
If you're going to go to a post-up, take Shaquille out of the defense. They've got him up on the wing. It helps.
Rasheed Wallace knocks down the triple, and Rasheed has 9. Every time something happens with the Lakers, the Blazers answer. It's gonna be off L.A. Blazers ball. It went off the hands of Byron Scott, who had just checked into the game.
And the Los Angeles Lakers are in real trouble here. Perhaps looking at a real blowout unless they go to more traps. I sense they're going to have to go to some half-court traps to try to get back in the game.
Rookie Travis Knight tries to defend Gary Trent. Flip Robinson shuffles it home, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul.
Tough call because the defense was pretty close to being under the rim right there. Stayed out in front. Probably a correct call, but very close.
49-26, that's right. Portland 49-26 with 5:47 to go in the second period. There, we've been talking about one-man gang. You see only 10 points from the rest of the club. 4 baskets. Van Exel has been struggling tonight defensively as well, as both the men he's guarding have been getting off quickly, and Van Exel dribbles it out of bounds. That's 7 LA turnovers to only 3 for Portland.
You know, you watch the first 2 games, and they don't make a mistake. They go on the road, and the whole game changes.
Isaiah Ryder is back in. Also, D'Antonio Wingfield is on the floor. He wears number 10 for Portland. Travis Knight with the rebound. Van Exel.
That was Isaiah Ryder settling for a long-range jump shot. When you've got this kind of lead, take the ball to the basket. You'll get exactly what happened there. You're going to get free throws. Don't keep settling for those kind of shots.
Isaiah Ryder is 0 for 3. Nick Van Exel not doing much better, and Nick has a donut so far tonight.
Interesting game last night. Orlando Magic in a surprising win, losing cycling. They took the ball in the basket. They made some things happen. Just settling for long-range jump shots. The officials will blow the whistle if you draw the contact and you're aggressive offensively.
Rumeal Robinson, some good minutes to rest Kenny Anderson. Rumeal did pick up 2 fouls. He has 3 points in his limited time, and Anderson back onto the floor now with 19 points, and he's rested. 49-27, 22-point lead for the Blazers.
Right now, PJ would like to keep good control of the basketball. Let's just get a good shot every time down.
Gary Trent facing up with Shaq. The Mac Shaq shooting over the Shaq attack.
Decent shot, got Shaq to back off, got into that 17-foot range. This is trouble with the defense of Portland.
Rasheed Wallace is defending. And then look at that, the steal from Anderson off Eddie Jones. He gives it to Isaiah Ryder, and Ryder has 4.
Kenny Smiley, he said, yeah, I was thinking about taking that all away myself, but Isaiah's struggling for a basket. Let's get him one.
I have 19. They say Van Exel's been struggling tonight, too. Not a lot of the Lakers have either. Van Exel still has not scored. He is 0 for 5.
A little bit of the key of this game is going to be that early second half. Will the Trailblazers come out with the same attitude, the same enthusiasm?
In the regular season, the Trailblazers played the Lakers tough like that, physically. They rebounded like that. Gary Trent off the bench, 9 points.
A lot of them around the hoop. All of their forwards in particular have done a good job. The centers haven't played much. Dudley, Sabonis been in foul trouble all night.
Shaquille knocked down hard from behind. He's all right. Who's Anderson? Kenny Anderson. Little Kenny Anderson leveling Shaquille.
I'll stick my hand up in there.
Oh, that couldn't have been Kenny Anderson.
Nah.
They may have called it, but that was not Kenny Anderson who committed the foul. Gary Trent, I think.
He's raising his hand, said, I'm the guy that committed that foul. He didn't want Kenny in foul trouble because Kenny's having a brilliant game.
Yeah, they changed it now. I looked at the replay. I thought, how could Kenny Anderson have knocked Shaquille down that hard? Well, he didn't. He wasn't even in the picture. So they changed it, made it right. Gary Trent picked up the personal.
Good officiating.
So Shaquille is 4 of 8 from the free throw line here tonight. He was 63% free throw shooter in the series coming into the game.
With him being the only scorer, this might be pretty good strategy tonight because he has struggled. He gets one there. How about these numbers?
Add to that 4 block shots. Yeah, add to it also 3 steals. He leads his team in steals coming into this game.
And he gets back-to-back free throws.
Van Exel, who's suffering tonight, 0 for 5. Byron Scott into Eddie Jones in the guards along with Kobe Bryant. They should go to the 4-guard attack and work for Phoenix. Laker foul as D'Antonio Wingfield backs in. Kobe Bryant picks up his second. With 3:28 to go in the half. The crowd's a little bit quiet here at the Rose Garden simply because the lead is so large. 53 to 29. I have a feeling the crowd here will take it, though.
Blazers are a very interested club, and I'm sure PJ say, hey, we want to keep them that way, but they're spacing the floor better. They're looking for better shots. They're not taking as bad a shots and as quick a shots. But that happens at home. You get comfortable. There's something about your own arena.
So D'Antonio Wingfield had played only a total of 9 minutes before now. 55-29, Portland, 3:20 to go in the half.
Offensive foul.
Rasheed Wallace getting away from Shaquille O'Neal as they were tangled up down low. And the foul is going to be called on Byron Scott. Yeah, Rasheed said, my mama didn't raise a fool. I'm going to get away from this scene right now. LA 7 turnovers in the second period.
2 different teams from the first game that we saw.
9 LA turnovers in the game. Side to Wallace. Loose ball foul is going to be on the Portland Trailblazers.
PJ's got to be happy about that foul. That's an aggressive foul. Unfortunate for them that sends the Lakers to the free throw line. But frankly, they had 2 guys on the offensive board really working it, and they've done some damage in the lane that way this evening.
Gary Trent, his second personal, and Travis Knight, the rookie from the University of Connecticut, to the free throw line. These rookies have really produced for the Lakers all year long. Arvydas Sabonis has played 2 minutes in this game and has 3 fouls. 2 minutes, 3 fouls, and who cares, because it's 55-30.
Amazing what can happen.
Knight with 1 out of 2, but the back tip goes to Eddie Jones. Lakers would like to, usually hear us saying like to cut it to 10. They'd like to cut it to 20. Kobe Bryant knocks down the jumper. It's a 23-point lead for the Blazers with 2:44 in the half.
A little bit of a mismatch there, and so they had Jones on Kenny Anderson, so Kenny called for help, and they kicked it out. And the field goal.
Gary Trent. That foul's going to be on Kobe Bryant going over the back. He has 3. We have a timeout with 2:27 in the half. 55-32 Blazers. Well, the Lakers came into this game here at the Rose Garden hoping to go for a sweep. There have been a few sweeps already in the playoffs of 1997, but they don't look like they're headed that way right now. Chicago got a last-minute win tonight, and they sweep their series over Washington. New York did likewise, but Atlanta, Detroit, and Miami, Orlando still alive.
Well, those 2 games, you know, Detroit came back, won a big game, and the shocking one was Orlando over Miami. There's no way with the injuries they have you ever figure that to happen. But pretty good basketball, and kind of what you expected with the 2 guys, it's 2 teams sweeping, because they're kind of favored to get to the finals in the East.
I thought your analysis was really right on the money for Orlando. After Ronnie Cycli went out of the ball game and they lost their center, there might have been just a little bit of relaxation. You don't see that much on Miami. A little bit, though. And then Penny Hardaway took the ball to the basket. They got layups.
That's the real Penny Hardaway when he takes over a game. And he's, with that franchise, he's going to have to continue to do that and become that kind of player almost every night.
Wingfield at the free throw line. That's his first free throw in the playoffs. Coming up, the Nike halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Reggie Theus, and Darrell Walker with the Nike halftime report. Let's see. Ernie Johnson, Reggie Theus, Darrell Walker. 1 basketball won't be enough.
Particularly Reggie.
Just my prediction. 25-point Blazers lead. I like what P.J. Carlesimo told us before the game. He says, I feel like my team's a little bit nasty. And they are, as you see. Even that basket on the drive by the talented Eddie Jones, and he pays a price. A little bit nasty.
Well, they went to the pick and roll and let him get all the way down the lane. Can't have that happening.
I first met P.J. Carlesimo out here with the Dream Team 1 qualifying before the Olympics tournament was played. Tournament of the Americas played here in Portland, and had dinner with him one night, and he said, I now have a new idol. It's Chuck. He was one of your assistants. There's the trap you're talking about. Oh, associate, not assistant, associate.
Associate. There's a 20. They went to the trap and forced Kenny. When you face that trap, you should never get caught on the sideline. You have to keep the ball out more in the middle of the court, because once you go to the corner, you're going to get trapped. Take a look at this. Kenny needs to be, hold it right there. He's right here. He needs to keep the ball here. Otherwise, it makes it too easy for the defensive men to trap him, and that's exactly what happens. And he has to call a 20. And they've got to be anticipating this, because the Lakers use this, particularly when they're in trouble.
Well, they're in trouble. 57-35, they're trailing with 2:02 to go in the half. Shaquille O'Neal is on the floor with Travis Knight, Byron Scott, Kobe Bryant, and Eddie Jones. Gary Trent has come in and played very well inside for the Blazers off the bench, along with Rasheed Wallace, who was leading them in scoring anyway. Kenny Anderson opened up the game in a blaze, no pun intended, but has only 2 points in the second period. Starting guards points, it says it all. 23 for the Blazers guards, only 4 for the LA guards.
And that's primarily Kenny Anderson, but there's an offensive foul. Ryder coming off, and they give LA another opportunity.
And that's 3 on Gary Trent with the moving pick. And we're going to get Stacey Augmon back in the game. Trent with 3 fouls and 9 points. Stacey Augmon from UNLV, as you well know, played with Larry Johnson there and some great teams. And had a pretty good start with Atlanta, kind of faded a little bit, got traded to Detroit, never fit in there, and then Detroit traded him to Portland and has not had a lot of minutes, only about 15 minutes a game here in the Portland rotation.
Well, he's going to have to find a game and a team that can use him to get back in the rotation of an NBA club.
Kobe Bryant. This is interesting that Del Harris would decide to go. Del's an excellent coach, of course, but somewhat conservative, and particularly with his talent, would decide to go with the 18-year-old here at Portland.
Well, it just tells you what he knows about this kid and how talented he really is. I mean, he could go about where he wants to go. You know, you keep deciding, what is his position? Is it 2? Is it 3? But the way he handles the ball, I think eventually he could play a lot of 1. But I think he's capable of playing at least 3 positions, which isn't bad.
Well, you know, sometimes guards that are as good as he is, like Penny Hardaway, for instance, is really never a point guard or a 2 guard. He's just Penny Hardaway.
Just a great basketball.
Michael Jordan.
Yes,
just
exactly.
Player. That may be Kobe Bryant someday. 21-point lead for the Blazers. Minute 33 to go in the half.
Now they're going back to this pick and roll. They've had some success with it. Going to get a post-up out of it.
This is where Ryder's so strong. And Jones is so quick. Byron Scott got the pass, and he got bumped. Nice pull up there by Eddie Jones to get that loose ball. 16 on the shot clock, 1:10 in the half. Lakers making a mini run here. The lob inside to Shaquille, and then it's stripped away, and the foul will be called on the Blazers. Eddie Jones, who's been really manhandled by Ryder in the series, with a nice play here. When it's quick on quick, give it to Eddie Jones.
You know what? He averages over 2 steals a game, and he's 4th in the NBA in that particular area. He is quick, and that was a great defensive play.
Yeah, interesting about that in terms of steals. Eddie Jones had only 1 steal in the 2 previous games coming in here.
He has not played quite the way he did all year, but sometimes in a 2-game, 3-game, 4-game series, that can happen.
Shaq, 6 of 12, 6 of 13 from the line.
But what's happening they've gotten 2 back on misses, and that's going to hurt you.
Kobe Bryant, ball fake, Eddie Jones. Coming from out of bounds to get the ball, but that's legal because it was a change of possession to Kenny Anderson with the dish and the lay-in, Isaiah Ryder. So a little mini run from LA, and then wham bam, it's right back. 43 seconds to go in the half, and the lead back up to 23. Kobe Bryant with another turnover. Again, when you talk to Del Harris or anybody with a youngster like this, yeah, he gets the assist, he makes a spectacular plays, he can play the defense, but a lot of turnovers and mistakes.
Well, you know, that happens, and he'll learn how to handle the ball in situations as he grows, plays in the summer league, gets more playing time. I don't think anybody has to worry about his career.
That's actually good playing time for him here. Wallace with Shaq. Look at that rebound. High above the rim to Eddie Jones. 8 seconds in the second quarter. Travis Knight. Not close. The Lakers are held to 36 points, and they give up 59. Kenny Anderson with 19 points. There's the difference, the starting guards, Anderson and Ryder. Van Exel is really having a struggle here tonight.
Centers of the Portland Trailblazers.
Arvydas Sabonis played 2 minutes in the first half and got 3 fouls. Campbell misses. Sabonis rebounds. Anderson runs. This is deja vu. Out of bounds, off Ryder. It'll be Lakers ball. And the point guard story, this is about as clear as it can be.
Dominated. Kenny Anderson dominated Van Exel. Van Exel really hasn't been in the game at all.
Let's see if it sparks the pride of Van Exel. The drive all the way and missed the lay-in.
They've missed twice, and it'll be interesting to see if the Trailblazers can come out with the same spark. Kenny Anderson had a fast break a minute ago and threw the ball away. Let's see what happens.
10 on the shot clock. Sabonis. Bounce pass. Cliff Robinson and the foul. Same story.
What you saw there is one of the things that this club, the Trailblazers, can do very well. Sabonis is a great passer, and P.J. Carlesimo told us before the game he was trying to get Cliff Robinson in cutting situations to try to get him some baskets. Perfect example right there.
And Robinson had 9 points in the first half. That'll be 12 now, and Portland is 12 of 13 from the free throw line too, which has helped them with this blowout, 62-36 to the Lakers, who have a lot of firepower. Do they have it in them here tonight to make a run? Campbell. Well, that's a little start. What is it you say? One small step, a little
long journey, short steps.
Okay. I knew there was something you said.
But Dell, I'm sure talked about it. You know, we're not going to make this up. We've got to just keep chipping away, but you've got to do it defensively. You've got to get some stops.
I like short journey, long steps.
Don't we all?
Wallace missing. Sabonis, 2 quick rebounds. Bounce pass. Robinson knocks down only his second three-pointer of the entire series. But you can see that Robinson is really back in this game. A quick turnover. It's 65-38. And that's a Portland turnover right back. Shaq kind of broke that up by cutting down the lane there. He caused a blockage of the lights. Van Exel bounce pass Ori. That's Ori's position, is jump shooting, and he hasn't even got any shots off. No points at all.
And they've gotten the ball twice on these possessions to Ryder, and he's gone one-on-one. Turned it over the last time instead of getting it to Kenny Anderson and making something happen off the point guard. Let's see what happens.
Robinson, as you can see, still struggling from the perimeter. I thought one of the key matchups of this series would be Ori and Robinson.
Exactly right. And, you know, Ori, we talked about earlier, I don't believe he's gone to the free throw one time.
No.
Of course, that's pretty much been his career.
Shaquille powers it inside. Clean block.
Both clubs not playing with great energy right now. And right now, the Trailblazers have taken 3 bad shots, settling instead of getting into their offense and making something happen. They could put this game away. They give the Lakers life. They could be in trouble.
Illegal defense called on the Blazers. Now, we see Shaq block shots all the time. We don't see Shaq getting blocked. You saw it there.
Yeah, Sabonis kind of got his hand in there, but he was off balance, close to the rim, couldn't get the leverage and couldn't get the space to get it over the front rim.
Sabonis is bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. He's 7'3", Shaq 7'1". Shaq outweighs him, of course.
Shaq still growing.
Double team again. No foul. Shaq couldn't get the shot away. Good job down inside. Robinson thought about it. Lost his confidence as he saw Campbell coming his way.
Trailblazers a little out of sync. They were running some pretty good stuff. Got an opportunity here.
Shaquille O'Neal fouls Rasheed Wallace. 3 personals on the Shaq.
Here the ball goes into Shaquille. Here's a pretty hard double team. Shaquille going baseline, bullying his way in, but off balance. Couldn't get the situation he wanted. Probably thought he deserved a foul, but I don't know, when he turns in that hard, it's very tough for the official to make that call.
Rasheed Wallace in the first half had 9 points. This is his second free throw trip. He was 0 for 1 until now.
This has got to be one of the most disappointing games the Lakers have played all year thus far. 38 points with 8:40 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, even though the Trailblazers won the season series 3-1 over the Lakers, what was the average score differential? 4 points.
Exactly.
Sabonis bats it away from O'Neal. Shaq not playing with the intensity here with this big deficit. As I say that, he wheels into the lane, but he traveled.
Trying to make something happen, but in doing so, he's had 3 possessions, 2 partially blocked and 1 walk. Neither club into any sync offensively. Not getting in anything. Pretty much settling for shots. Let's see what happens. Kenny Anderson looks like he's going to a post-up or a pick and roll. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Portland's already outscored L.A. 7-2 in this half, though. Inside to Robinson, to Wallace. 4 on the shot clock. Ryder, 3. That's 10-2 run. Portland comes out. I'm sure that the Lakers were thinking, if we get a 10-2 run, we can get into this game and take the crowd out. Instead, it's the flip-flop, and it's 69-38, and that's right, 31-point deficit. Ryder or Sabonis?
That's a play they went to in the first game where they isolated O'Neal. Rather than getting him on the box and allowing him to be double teamed, he's on the elbow and penetrates.
Bryant O'Neal, favorite movie, love story? Wow.
Yes, I guess.
You're Mr. Movie, I don't know. You're the are you the Siskel and or I'm the Ebert? I don't know which one I want to be.
Nit and Witt.
I want to be like Mike. Nit and Witt's better. 69-40. 29-point lead for the Trailblazers. Sabonis. He still hasn't scored in the game. Remember, he played 2 quick minutes in the first half. There's O'Neal out on the break. Broken up by Robinson. Out of bounds off Portland. O'Neal goes down on yet another cameraman. You know, you got to get hazardous. And he's one of the Turner cameramen. Now I'm concerned.
You know, O'Neal ran out again on Sabonis, but Cliff Robinson really helped. And that's one of the things you could do defensively. If you're not playing well in any other area, and I'm not saying Cliff isn't tonight, but you can get back, and he broke up that play. They ended up scoring on the inbounds shot, but he did a good job of breaking up the play.
Eddie Jones with the jump shot. Eddie Jones only has 6 points. Remember, Nick Van Exel hasn't scored yet. Will Kersey just into the game. Got the rebound.
And another long-range shot. And if I'm P.J. Carlesimo, even though they've got the big lead, I don't like the way my club's playing. They are really settling for poor shots.
Shaquille, quick step inside. And it didn't go.
There's where the ball's got to go. Let him deliver it.
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace down on the baseline. Nothing to do but foul him.
That's what you pay Kenny Anderson for. Get it to your point guard. Let him create. Let good things happen. A lot of other people that get the ball in the open court, and some people can handle it. We've seen some forwards do it, but better to have it in the hands of that point guard.
Travis Knight's going to get into the game. It's time for our GMC scoreboard as Rasheed Wallace takes his free throws with the score at 69-42 here. Chicago got a 1-point lead at the buzzer on the great play by Scottie Pippen, but Michael Jordan was big once again, hitting some clutch plays and making clutch plays down the end. And Virtual Vince will be with us inside the NBA right after this, along with Digital Derek Harper. Robinson almost stole that rebound.
Been a lot happier if he got the second hand off of it, take that rebound down, then go back up. But he reached in, maybe didn't have the balance, reached in with a one hand, almost got a great tip.
Pick and roll with Van Exel and Shaq. The lob, we've seen that before. It came from Travis Knight, who had spotted up in the corner.
The important thing for the Trailblazers to try to hold on and win this game is make LA work to get decent shots. They put it up quickly and allow them to start running. They can get back in this game. A lot can happen in 18 minutes in an NBA game.
Van Exel looking for his first basket. He draws the foul. That's going to be on Kenny Anderson, his second personal. Here's the, I guess you could call it an alley-oop. You could if you want.
To throw ahead of Travis Knight. There's no defending that particular pass and shot.
So Nick Van Exel is going for his first point of the night. And coming into the game, Nick Van Exel was averaging 11.5 and 8.5 assists. And even that's not going down. Well,
as a career, he's averaged 15 points a game, and this season averaged 15 points a game. Tonight, way off base.
Some days are diamond, some days are stone. 0 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 2 from the line. And the Lakers fall asleep, and Isaiah Ryder with a two-handed chest pass right out of the Red Auerbach basketball book. With the pass inside. Travis Knight from Shaquille O'Neal. You talk about a steal. Travis Knight. Remember, the Bulls had to renounce the rights on him just because they couldn't work him in, and the Lakers picked him up, and he's been very productive.
And he's got a chance to move on this year. He's got a one-year contract, so it's a possibility that he could be with another organization.
Jerome Kersey just ripped it loose from his former teammate, Cliff Robinson. A little more intensity coming here from the Lakers now. Kersey giving you the intensity. And Knight scoring. Jerome Kersey, though, the Energizer Bunny. That's the role he plays on this Lakers team. And it's 72-48. We're excited over that.
We're trying to get excited because the Lakers showing just a hair of a spark.
5:10 to go in the third.
Del Harris has gone back pretty much to his regular rotation, although he's playing Travis Knight over Campbell and trying to get some energy from Kersey.
10-3 Lakers run since it was 69-38. Now it's 72-48. Anderson on the drive and the foul. Van Exel got him down on the baseline. Van Exel had really done a job on Kenny Anderson in games 1 and 2. We even interviewed him, before about talking about the defense of Kenny Anderson and what he had been doing. And Anderson had something like 9 assists and 7 turnovers. Not something like that's what he had in the first 2 games until tonight.
Well, he comes home and got energized, feels good about being here and playing an outstanding game. Van Exel just struggling as bad as you can do in a particular series or a particular game.
Yeah, Kenny Anderson had 17 in the first quarter, only 2 points in the second quarter, and now 2 here in the third.
The mental approach to these playoff games, and some clubs seem to have that level. The championship clubs have that level basically every night. Other clubs are not sure how it comes and goes.
That's George Karl. That was tipped by the Blazers with 11 on the shot clock. Arvydas Sabonis hasn't scored tonight. 11 on the clock. Eddie Jones inside to Van Exel. Now 8 on the shot clock. It'll be Lakers ball.
We're setting a really good pick here. Jones has been coming off. They've been able to they change up on the play, but they've gotten a couple of baskets. Here he comes off, tries to come off the double, gets open again, and in good position to get them a shot with the clock.
4 seconds for Shaq. Tough shot and the foul. That's a good bucket by Shaquille O'Neal.
Short clock.
And the 4th foul on Sabonis. Although it didn't matter early when he got in foul trouble, and Dudley's coming back in.
He really has a difficult time. He doesn't have the legs to control and the strength to control a guy like O'Neal. Dudley a little bit better, but then who does?
Jack misses. Look at the back tip from Jerome Kersey. And he's open for the shot. Robinson with the rebound.
Couldn't take advantage, but 3 times tonight they've been able to get second shots off of free throws, and that's a no-no.
Robinson has 7 rebounds. He led the team in rebounds. Look at that lob. A little look at his Shaq. That's to Rasheed Wallace. Oh, the former Tar Heel. Some people said when he came out of North Carolina, will he be strong enough? He's everything he needs to be. 26-point lead for the Blazers. And here's the Blazers alley-oop.
Looked like almost like a set play against that little trap. And Dudley just picked up a foul on O'Neal, and they're in serious trouble in the middle against O'Neal.
That was the 3rd foul on Dudley and 4 already on Sabonis. Nevertheless, there's a 26-point Portland lead. Lakers cut it down to around 15. There might be some hope in there. And Shaquille throws up the air ball to the delight of the crowd here at the Rose Garden.
Ryder continuing to try to handle the ball, and he's done this 3 times now, 2 of which, 1 a great pass, 2 turnovers. They're going to let him go, let Kenny Anderson come off the screen.
10 on the shot clock. Rasheed Wallace against Travis Knight. The double team got there late. The foul and the basket. Count it.
This Rasheed Wallace, out of Philadelphia high school, played in North Carolina. A very, very talented kid and going to do everything to get better and improve his game. Got the offensive game, got the shot, will continue to get better and get bigger and stronger.
He won't be 23 until September. Yeah, he's going to probably get above his average in this series. He's leading scorer for the Blazers in the playoffs.
The key to his game is he's got that elevation, and most people, he can get up and get his shot off.
Back to a 29-point lead for the Blazers.
Del Harris says, I'm going back to Kobe. I haven't played him the first 2 games, haven't needed him. And I need his offense, and I need for something to happen.
And Shaquille's off the floor. Campbell's back in. Eddie Jones, step back 3. Try that in your home gym.
3-point shooter shoots at 39% in the course of the year.
Eddie has 9 points in the game. It's on Kobe Bryant. And Heath has 4.
Well, Kenny Anderson can pretty much, I think right now, the way the guards of the Lakers play, get to the free throw line almost anytime he wants to, which is a good play because it gets them on the line, stops the clock, sets up their transition defense, doesn't allow the Lakers to get into a running game.
Robert Horry tells you how he feels about his playoff series. It's not been going well. Kenny Anderson's career playoff high.
I think sometimes when you have the success that the Lakers had in the first 2 games, they say, well, we're going to win this series. They've got to win 3 straight. They can't do that. But they really came in pretty lifeless tonight.
Kobe Bryant. Handling. How did he get that up and in? But a travel first. How did that ball get in the hoop?
I'm not sure, but it was a heck of a play.
It was worth watching, even though there was a travel.
Let's take a look at it. Look at here. Gets by the defender, goes at Dudley.
They say he landed before he got the shot off, thus the travel. Up and down.
We have no choice but to accept it. The official made the call. He's not sure how it all happened. You know what happened? That's a play that you rarely see, and you don't see many people that do it. Makes it tough for the official to make the call.
Good point.
One.
Had to do a lot of rethinking when Michael came in the league. Isaiah Ryder has it stripped as penetration. Here's Kobe Bryant's 3-on-1. Nice lob to Eddie Jones. Every little bit. I've seen Kobe Bryant this year. Yes, mistakes. Yeah, he's 18 years old. But oh my, the spectacular things he can do.
Ryder has turned it over and settled for long-range jumpers. That is what she gets.
Kobe Bryant defending on that play just as I'm singing his praises. 29-point Blazers lead.
Ryder, a 38% shooter from three-point land, and I guess you got to live with it in this day and age because there's so many three-point shots taken.
NBA action continues tomorrow on TNT. Heat Magic at 8 o'clock Eastern. Sonic Suns at 10:30 Eastern. Well, if there's another game in that Sonic Suns like we saw last night, I don't know if my heart can take it. That was some 4-guard Phoenix Suns performance.
Well, it looks as though the Magic are going to have to pretty much go the same way. They're going to have to go to 3 and 4 guards because they've got injuries. Cycling out with the ankle sprain or ligament.
Yeah, it was a ligament. His playoffs are over, Ronnie Cycles, as you heard on the Nike halftime report. Eldon having his worst night of the playoffs. Worst night in a long time for Eldon.
This is one of the games you've got to, let your starters in, try to get back in the game, and say, hey, everybody's responsible for this kind of effort, this kind of loss. If it does in fact happen, there's time to go yet. But the control, as Kenny keeps the ball in his hands and controls it, he'll make some pretty good things happen.
Kersey defending Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. 4. Robinson's going to have to just launch it. That did beat the buzzer. Kobe Bryant comes away with it. LA can't even shoot free throws tonight. 15 of 30.
That would have kept him much closer and got him in the game, perhaps. That's what Dudley can do. He is a tremendous defensive rebounder. He looks awkward, but a great defensive rebounder, a great person, and a terrific low post player defensively.
Isaiah Ryder bouncing and shooting. This is an I got it, you take it with the Lakers. You see how distracted they are. You would be too down 84-56 in the Blazers building. We thought the series would be closer because Trailblazers won 3-1 in the regular season. Kersey is fouled. Rasheed Wallace.
Take a look. Offensive rebound. Takes it back up. Gets fouled. Here he's working outside. Long range. Three-point shot. Lob again coming from the weak side. Another lob. Catches it. And there's a jump shot and foul. He's really been the heart offensively for this club and kept them going all night long to keep some kind of offensive momentum.
Rest on the bench right now. Gary Trent came in for him and picked up the personal foul, his fourth. So it's Dudley and Trent, Ryder and Anderson with Cliff Robinson. 84-58. 30 seconds to go, third period. Even the crowd is a little bit stunned here at seeing this Blazers performance.
Here's a little bit of trap. They put Dudley outside to handle it. Try to get an offensive guy inside. They got the illegal.
They posted Ryder against Byron Scott. And Sean Rooks, who's in for the Lakers. Del Harris hasn't really thrown the towel in, but I think he is a realist. Team down 26 with 17 seconds to go in the period. And our officials, Hugh Evans, Ed Middleton, and Derek Stafford, discussing whether that was the illegal defense and is it a sideline out of bounds? Yes, first illegal defense call.
Not a bad defensive play by the Lakers because they took time off the clock. Now 17-3 to get a shot off.
And Del Harris talking to Hugh Evans about it. Brackets. Now they're deciding it was a technical. And Ryder's shooting it. He had to wait so long, he cooled off and missed it.
81% free throw shooter.
Illegal defense under 4 seconds is what the discussion was. Under 24 seconds, excuse me. And the question was whether or not it was at 24 not when it occurred, because the shot clock had ticked down to 17. Anyway, that's why the technical was shot.
Ryder's looking for the shot all the way. He'll run it down. He'll probably launch a three-point. Now he's going to try to get to the basket. He does launch it.
Oh, is he passing it to Gary Trent? 84-58 after 3 quarters. Rasheed Wallace has been the man tonight. 18 points, 9 in the quarter. Hit his last 3 shots, 5 rebounds, and unless Michael Jordan can get here from Washington for the 4th quarter, it looks pretty much Blazers.
Millions of dollars to the Fountain of Allen and redid the front, and it is gorgeous.
Lakers 17, 19, and 22 points in 3 quarters total for 58. And with that miss, the Lakers stepping on the baseline, and the turnover is Kobe Bryant. And of course, Del Harris is saying he was pushed out by Wallace. Nevertheless, it'll be Blazers ball. Del.
Ramil Robinson made a great pass inside. Thought they had the layup, but was partially blocked.
Rooks starting this period. I think if there was a little bit of a run put on here in any way by the Lakers, we might see Shaq back in there more quickly. Otherwise, he'll be resting a lot. Count on that. Another lob inside. Dudley comes up with it. The effort is being made by the Blazers.
Offensive rebounding has really put them in a position to win big tonight. They've done a really good job. Already 8 offensive rebounds. Almost another one.
And that'll be Laker ball. 11-11 to go in the ball game from the Rose Garden. If Portland holds on for this win, looks almost certainly as though they will. Game 4 of this series will be played here on Friday night at the Rose Garden.
One of the things you're seeing, the Lakers are setting up their offense, walking the ball up the floor. You're not going to get back in this game because it takes too much time off the clock. This is where Van Exel could be a significant factor if he were involved in the game, but he's struggling so much tonight. Derek Fisher might be the guy they want to go to try to push it a little bit after misses and makes. And now they're moving the ball, using a lot of clock, and with that kind of lead, that's hard to make up.
And really disorganized. Campbell and Rooks and Kersey and Bryant and Byron Scott on the floor, and the Lakers commit the foul. Byron Scott. There's only one starter in there for the Lakers right now. Sabonis is sitting down. He got in foul trouble very early. Has 4 right now. Has not scored in this game. Dudley has played most of the minutes. He has not scored either. But that's about the only bad news I can come up with for the Trailblazers tonight.
You know, in a way, it might be a break because Sabonis needs a lot of rest. He struggled physically, legs, arms, necks. Didn't get many minutes. He's disappointed. But you know what? In the long haul, it may help him in this series.
Good point. His right shoulder and his neck had a little bit of a sprain in the last regular season game between these two teams, and it's still a little bit stiff according to PJ. And Shaquille is going to get back in the game here with 10:35 remaining, and the score 84-58.
If they're going to run the offense, and you know, Del Harris may say, hey, we might as well work on our offense, see if we can get some good shots, but you've got to score every time down in order for anything to happen. When you have turnover and misses, then you have no chance to get back in the game.
Now, this isn't the night, folks. I think you already know that. 16-9, the turnover differential in the game on the LA side at 84-58. Campbell with the travel there. And Shaquille is back to a chorus of boos, playing with Campbell up front. Ori also back in the game. Have a whistle away from the ball. 6 players on the floor. I'm just counting this. Yeah. Watch this, Chuck. Count them up here.
I like the odds. That's the way we used to play defense.
4, 5, 6.
That's the way we used to play in Detroit with 6 guys. That's why we were able to win.
They never caught
Smart move by Dell.
Look at Dell. He
said, what happened?
6 players.
Isaiah Ryder has a chance to redeem himself. 81% shooter, has missed 2 technicals.
This is embarrassing for the Lakers. I'm telling you, this is playoff basketball, and I don't care if they had a 2-0 lead. This 84-58 score is all you can do is chuckle. And I'm telling you, inside, Del Harris isn't chuckling. Lenny Wilkins, by the way, put the Hawks through a 3-hour practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder why. A reminder of last night?
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I thought about the Lakers on their off day tomorrow. They may not be playing any golf. 9:49 to go in this ball game.
Not a bad play. Might as well foul him. Make him earn him at the free throw line. Better than give him an easy 2 or a 3-point play.
Yeah, Shaq is 8 of 15 at the free throw line tonight.
By the end of the 3rd quarter, so that makes a difference.
I think somebody slipped some kryptonite maybe in his pregame soft drink because Shaquille is being defended better by Portland tonight.
They're doing a much better job, coming a little quicker, forcing him in some errors. He's had some tough shots, playing him a little more physical. I don't know how many chances you'll get to do this, but you're going to have a lot of people concerned about him to keep him under control. Here he starts in again. The other night, those were all scores of the previous 2 games.
How about this? Portland's 0 for 4 field goals, 0 for 3 free throws in the 4th, has not lost any of the lead. It's 0-0 in the quarter. LA hasn't scored a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. Think of that. They're not going to get one here. Nice save by Kersey. He's playing hard.
Kersey went in and tipped it back, and Sabonis couldn't get his hands down right off his knee. New clock.
Kersey has 7 rebounds tonight. New 24-second clock and 9:29 to go in the game. Nobody scored in the quarter. I keep reminding myself that that's true. With 9:29.
P.J. Carlesimo said that was an air ball. That was not a reset. Let's see. Eddie Middleton went over to check.
You know, when games get like this, sometimes it's even hard for the officials to continue to concentrate.
You're right. They have their problems on nights of concentration, their travel situation. You know, not an easy job.
You just heard PJ. It's an air ball. Did I do a pretty good New Jersey there?
Not bad. Montclair.
It's an air ball.
Don't tell PJ, I can tell you you're not going to win this.
Will you not tell PJ that I did Rich Little on him either? Okay. They knocked a second off of Shaquille. That's 23 seconds. Small compromise.
That's where they really started. Then they sent it back to 24.
Byron Scott off the curl. Inside Kersey. Got his 8th rebound. Rasheed Wallace handling in the open court. Tried to hit the cutter, R'Neal Robinson. It's been ugly here in the 4th quarter. Ugly. Nobody has scored. Nearly 3 minutes have elapsed.
Well, it'll go back to the mentality and what happens in these games. The Lakers will come out fired up because of their poor performance, knowing they're in a little bit of a danger. And Portland may slip back and say, well, we're comfortable home. We can do this again. The mind games are where the problems develop.
Yeah, the Lakers obviously had a mind game coming in here with their big 2-game to none lead, and the Lakers had outscored the Blazers down in L.A. 101-85 on the average in those 2 games. Illegal defense to call. No, not illegal defense. Check that.
No, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
They were lining up for the free throw.
You were absolutely right.
Well, I wouldn't believe it.
You're right again, Bob.
Thank you, John. I was right, nearly wrong.
Nobody knew except you. At least none of the players.
Byron Scott hits the technical. And it'll be Lakers ball.
Fast break points, Trailblazers 14, the Lakers only 5.
That's the first and only point in the period by either team. Byron Scott, that's 2.
That was on a deflection.
The Lakers will make a run here and cut this to like a 10-point game or something. R'Neal Robinson. Scott with the rebound. And he's fouled. Cliff Robinson got it.
PJ arresting Kenny Anderson, who had such a brilliant first half. Sometimes you get caught up in a lot of things. There's only 8:41 to go, but it's a 23-point game.
You're right about the Lakers taking a lot of time off the clock, though. Count the basket and the foul. That'll be 5 on Sabonis.
He didn't move his feet at all. Shaquille O'Neal just went right by him, but he barely brushed him. It was not very much contact.
All right, it's a 21-point game. Shaquille makes a 3-point play out of it. It's a 20-point game. I'm not going to say it's over yet. It's a broadcaster's rule. Chuck doesn't touch anything, or we'd be like out of our virtual seats.
Well, P.J. Carlesimo not liking what's happening. So I'm going to bring Kenny Anderson, get some organization at least, and try to get a decent shot.
Yeah, maybe a basket. Portland hasn't scored for over 5.5 minutes. And still haven't. It's going to be Lakers ball.
Sabonis tried to back in. O'Neal just stepped away, and he tripped basically over his own feet. Lost his balance.
With the free throw, it made the game a 20-point Portland lead.
They're giving him daylight.
Shaquille with the jam. $18-point game, and all of a sudden the crowd's in it. Sabonis runs right into Kersey, stripped away again. This would cut it to 16. Sabonis angry. He's got 5 fouls. Byron Scott hit the basket, but will it count? No. Wave it off. Ooh, that was big. The Lakers showing a little life here.
Sabonis complaining, but he has nothing to complain about. He has really struggled offensively. Can't seem to do anything right tonight. But how about this?
Well, as you coaches call it, the dig when the center goes down on the floor of the ball. That's what's happening there. He's had it raked away twice. And he's not happy.
Usually in an NBA game, a team makes a run, but tonight no runs have been made. But the Blazers have played so poorly, not scoring at all for about 6.5 minutes, and giving an opportunity. There's a missed free throw, but giving an opportunity. But the Trailblazers, if they want to close this game out, and here's the trap. Kenny again went to the sideline.
They wanted an offensive foul and a wave off by Kenny Anderson. Anderson passes it down there. There's that interior defense that's been so good the last few possessions. But the Lakers are called for the foul here. And Stacey Augmon will go to the free throw line, and Shaquille O'Neal picked up his 4th personal.
Well, one of the problems is when you come with that trap, Kenny Anderson has to go to the corner, and Stacey Augmon, who's not a shooter, has no choice except to go to the basket. He did get fouled and was going to the free throw line, but you need shooters if they're going to continue to trap, because they're going to make you shoot the ball from the corner.
We talked about matchups before this ball game, particularly at the point guard spot. And this is hard to even imagine. Nick Van Exel has not scored in the game, and he's played 25 minutes.
Nomaz.
There's Nick. He'll be back.
He'll have some fire in his belly come Friday.
Both the guards are out of there. Nick and Eddie, you saw them on the sideline, and they have Byron Scott and Kobe Bryant are in there.
Del Harris is saying, I might have a club in here and get something going. I got 3-point shooters, and there's another one.
All right, now we've got a 16-point Portland lead. It's been like 3 days since the Lakers have been this close. They're on a 15-2 run. Try to look way back when they were only 16 points down.
One of the problems is when you get so careless with the ball, you start rotating a lot of people through there. You lose continuity.
Robinson is fouled with 2 seconds on the shot clock. He's bailed out by Robert Horry.
They've been fortunate they've been able to get to the line, but Del Harris got to be a little bit happy. He's got a nice club on the floor to get back. He's got O'Neal. He's got the rebounding. He's got 3-point shooters in Bryant, Scott, Horry. All can make long-range shots, so if they can get a little penetration, they can make something happen. And here the Trailblazers missing the free throw.
Arvydas Sabonis is not a happy guy. The last time the game was this close was early in the second quarter when it was 37-21 Blazers. Now 87-70. It looks close. It's all relative, isn't it?
But this kind of situation, you've got to get the ball up a little bit more quickly. Try to get into something and get some shots. Bryant's going to try to create. But what he knows to do is go get his own shot. And there he gets it, too, and a very tough shot.
Man, they double-teamed him on the shot. He got it away, got the roll. Dudley was even out there trying to block a piece of that. It's a 15-point game.
Now they're going to go to the pick and roll, and this has been a pretty good staple for their offensive attack. Let's see what can happen. Kenny gets the basket.
Oh, he's so lightning quick.
I'm surprised they don't keep going to it. He's so great in the pick and roll.
Kobe Bryant. Percy rebound and the putback for Jerome Foul. Yeah. This could cut the lead to 14. Here's Kenny Anderson doing what he does so well.
Here they go. Here's the pick and roll. Rashid comes over. They cheat on it, and he just decides to go baseline instead of going into traffic. Pulls up, and that's the art form, being able to pull up and still make the shot.
Dudley's fouled out now. That was his 6th, and so Sabonis is going to come in with 5, and it's 89-74, and Dudley sits down with no points and 7 rebounds. And there's a technical foul has been called also, and it's on Dudley.
Unhappy about the call and gives him a free one with a shot. the shot clock stopped and the overall clock, and now we're down to a, how about this, 14-point game. Runs coming late. It's coming kind of strange, but it's happening with this particular group, and I think Kobe Bryant is kind of the guy that's going to make it happen for him.
Yeah, it's a 20-5 Lakers run, and they're going to get an opportunity here for 3 points with no time elapsed, and this could cut it even further. Kersey knocks that one down, and so it's a 13-point lead with 5:47 to go. My. But the Blazers have scored 5 points in this period only.
They became disinterested in the game. They're going to try to bring Ryder back in for Ogman. They need some offense on the floor. They need some things to happen offensively. Got a new shot clock right here. Let's see what Kenny decides to do offensively. They're going to go to Ryder. They're going to run Kenny off the baseline, or were.
They go away from that.
Well, they took it away. The Lakers took it away.
Sabonis still has not scored. Lakers could cut it to 11 or better on this possession. Better means a 3 by Byron Scott. They're doing this methodically. Kobe Bryant's the pull-up jumper. My, what a game this youngster's having. He has 12 points, and more interesting is he's played 22 minutes. He had played a total of 3 in the playoffs until tonight, and we have an 11-point Blazers lead.
I tell you, Blazers are in trouble. As you lose your momentum and you're having a hard time getting back into it. Outscored 20-5.
Those are the backup guards.
Portland led by 29 points with 1:59 to go in the third.
And another turnover. The Lakers could cut it to a single-digit lead, trailing 89-78. I think I said in the second quarter, don't tune out, folks. This is going to happen. Did I say that?
You are exactly right. All those people that might have.
Kersey, big board by Jerome Kersey. Off the Kobe Bryant miss, and it's 89-80.
Change the airline reservations here.
Oh, baby. Sabonis looking for a block. The hook shot blocked by Shaquille. Lakers down by 9. I'll tell you again, they've trailed by 31. Is it possible? Stripped away by Anderson, then picked up by Sabonis. Anderson, Ryder. Blocked by Ori. Blocked again with the foul.
Kenny Anderson made a big steal, and he's the only one in the last 2 minutes who's tried to make anything happen.
Dudley's out, fouled out with 6. And Sabonis.
Ryder goes in, gets blocked. Here comes Kenny Anderson. He gets blocked, but fouled.
Sabonis has 5. Lisa, Leslie, what do you have for us?
31 points, and it's been cut down to at least 9. The Lakers have a new attitude and feel like they can get back into this game. I overheard Shaq tell both Robert Horry and Byron Scott that he needs at least 2 3-pointers from them.
Lisa, Anderson hits the free throw, and it's back to a 10-point lead with 4:04 to go. Kenny Anderson had 17 in the first period, but since then he's not been that active. 9 points since then.
You know that line about can't stand prosperity? We saw it here tonight.
Well, the Lakers have a chance on this possession to cut it to 8 or even 7 with 3:56 to go in the game. Remember, Sabonis has 5 fouls. That didn't fall, but Kersey's in there digging it loose. Picked up by Ryder. That was a big miss.
Well, what happened to the Trailblazers? They didn't get into the offensive rebounding mood with the same passion and intensity they did early in the game. Now Kenny's going to try to use some clock, get into some offense here.
Rick Barry used to call it the deep hole syndrome, meaning when you're down big on the road, it takes so much energy to come back, it's very difficult to come away and win the game. That just barely beat the buzzer. Didn't matter anyway. The Lakers have it, down 10.
Sabonis cannot get a shot off against O'Neal. He has really struggled.
Anderson fouls Kobe Bryant. Sabonis is 0 for 6 tonight, Chuck.
He's had a very, very difficult night in every way. Foul trouble all night, but he really hasn't get a look or a shot. I think in order for him to get shots, he's going to have to go outside and face, step back on pick and roll, something of that nature. But trying to work in the lane against O'Neal, he just doesn't seem to be able to get away from it.
Kobe Bryant's 2 for 4 from the line tonight. 5 of 10 from the field. Has 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And this young man is making his playoff debut. He had meaningless 3 minutes prior to this, but for all practical purposes, Kobe Bryant is coming out party as tonight.
No matter what happens in this game, the Lakers got to feel bad. They played about as poorly as you can play, and are right back in this game being down 31. Unbelievable.
3 minutes to go. Horry punches it away. 10 seconds on the clock. Rasheed Wallace. And Horry's going to be called for the foul. Both teams independent.
Pretty good matchup there for the Trailblazers because Wallace can get over top of Horry for the shot.
Well, we saw Horry play some very good defense when he played for the Houston Rockets, and they're winning the rings.
Well, he had pretty good backup in the middle defensively.
Well, he does here
shot blocking.
He does here too.
Yeah, exactly.
Wallace is 3 out of 6 from the line, by the way. So these will be big. Big time player, big time shot.
Only 63% or 64%, 63.8 this year, and has missed a couple of key free throws during the course of the year, but got a big one there.
Shaquille tonight is 9 of 16 from the free throw line, just a little better than 50%. He had been hitting better than that in this series coming into the game. Back to a 10-point lead with 2:58 to go.
See Nick Van Exel on the bench there with a towel around his face. He knows that he did not show up tonight.
Well, Kobe Bryant did. I thought Horry was going to take the 3. Look at Bryant. Bryant it away. Who's going to win the race to the ball? Saved beautifully off Middleton to Horry. Byron Scott had to shoot it because the shot clock was running down.
Kenny probing the defense. They're going to look to foul or double team him. He can get into the offense. He can use a lot of shot clock.
Maybe the Blazers said, hey, we've got a sellout crowd here, 21,000 plus. Maybe we need to bring some excitement back. Sabonis is 0 for 7.
He just keeps shaking his head.
Timeout, Los Angeles, 2:07 to go, 10-point game. I saw the Atlanta Hawks this year against Orlando. Now the lead back to 11. I keep looking back to the Lakers when they cut it to 8 points, 7 points. Was it 7 the lowest? I think the closest they got 8. And then the Lakers went 1 for 5.
This will wake up the Trailblazers a little bit. They're going to play much better defense right now. When something like that happens, a little fracas like that, it can wake a club up and they probably needed it a little bit earlier.
20 LA turnovers. Kobe Bryant has been responsible for several of them in this ball game tonight. That's been his story all year as the 18-year-old tries to wend his way into the league. He has 4 turnovers. Ryder blocked. 5 on the shot clock. 3, 2, 1 at the buzzer. Wallace keeps it alive but can't get to it. Laker ball, minute 16 to go. Down 12. Almost had a game here. Timeout, Los Angeles. The Lakers tonight are only 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. Kobe Bryant
set up a 3 and they got it.
It's back to a 9-point game.
See, there's where you have to know where that 3-point shot was coming from. That was too easy. Now they're going to spread the floor here. Put Sabonis at the top.
Under a minute.
Put the ball in Kenny's hands. Use clock.
6 seconds. No call on the foul. Ball out of bounds with 5 seconds. And Robert Horry and Kenny are still a little irritated at each other. And remember it was Horry who committed the hard foul on Kenny.
He ran right over Horry, right?
3 seconds. 2, 1. 24-second violation. And a 9-point, a triple here. Again, easy to say, and it's a 6-point game with 44 seconds.
We've seen this happen. Another timeout. They'll set up another 3-point play.
Let's see, the Lakers are down to only 1 full timeout remaining. Around the veteran move. Here's Kobe. Gets a pick from Shaq. Sabonis steps out. Has to feed it to Shaq. Back to Kobe Bryant. And he hits the 3. My goodness, did those two work hard against the Portland defense. And this is a 6-point game with 30 seconds left. There's the trap and the foul with 25-4 left. And Cliff Robinson struggling at the free throw line. Well, he's 5 of 6. He was struggling at the line. So he's 5 of 6 tonight, however. But how about the in-and-out play here between Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant to get him open?
Watching Kobe Bryant, the games that we have had him work on his 3-point shot, he is really going to be a great 3-point shooter in this league.
Yeah, well, Kobe is a young man at only 18, but Kobe Bryant has got the size, 6'6", 200 pounds, Lower Merion High School. And Chuck, we don't know how big he will be. He's only 18 years old. He may grow 2 more inches and be 6'8" and 220 or something. Timeout Portland with 25.4 remaining, 8-point lead. All right, they're trying to free up Kobe Bryant again. He's going to the hoop, took the foul with 20.9 left. I'm just looking up his regular season stats here for Kobe Bryant, and his high in his career is 24 points. Inside the NBA, Vince Cellini, Derek Harper, and that with 6 on Sabonis. He'll be out of there. Kobe's 4 out of 6 at the line tonight.
A frustrating night for Arvydas Sabonis. As we're driving in tonight, we saw a wall about 4 stories high with this picture on it.
A stick figure drawn by looked like it was drawn by a child, but it was so big it would have had to have been a big child. And the only big child I knew was about 5 years ago when Shaquille O'Neal was a big child. So I don't know. Anyway, it's 96-89. Chance to cut it to 6 here by Kobe Bryant with 20.9 remaining. Kobe is 2 points below his career high. Period. Career high. Eddie Jones had the near steal. Had Robert Horry been looking, that would have been Laker ball. Kobe Bryant committed the foul. It's his playoff high. Career playoff high. Gets them both. 9 out of 10 from the line. And with 16 seconds, that'll do it.
Come Friday night, it'll be interesting to see how both of these clubs come out.
Horry, 3-pointer. Whoa. He nearly broke the backboard with that one. That's going to be it. It wasn't as easy as it could have been. 14 points are all that the Trailblazers can come up with in the 4th period. They win the game 98-90. It wasn't pretty at any time, but the Lakers did bring a little excitement back to the game, and we did see a real debut and the coming out of a player who's going to be a star for many years in Kobe Bryant. When Van Exel couldn't get things going, Kobe Bryant came in and played the point. But not to forget Kenny Anderson, who really set the tone of the game in the 1st period. And Kenny is with Lisa Leslie.
Congratulations, Kenny. You had your best playoff performance with 30 points. I talked to your wife, Tammy, and she said that she told you to stay optimistic. You guys were down 0-2, but it was not over. How do you feel about that?
I felt good. I just wanted to come in and assert myself offensively because in LA I was kind of backing off. Tonight I was just looking for offense, and I came out and hit a lot of my shots. And I knew it was going to be a tough game.
It appeared that your performance ignited your team's offense, and from what you've done, it was just like a domino effect.
Yeah, like I said, I tried to come out, be more offensive-minded, and we came out real strong, got a big lead, and it helped us.
It seemed like the game was pretty intense up to the last moments.
Oh yeah, it's, you know, moments, you know, tempers flare. It's just the heat of the moment, and we're just playing hard, and it happens.
Well, Kenny, you're in the position that you want to be, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Lisa. And it's 98-90. Portland with the win tonight. Our Bud player of the game, Kenny Anderson. And they'll be back here Friday night to play. But first, we've got more games tomorrow. Doubleheader NBA action on TNT. The Heat against the Magic. That's a 2-1 Heat, Miami leading. The Seattle takes on the Suns starting at 10:30 Eastern time approximately. The whole thing starts at 8 Eastern. Coming up next inside the NBA for Lisa Leslie, Chuck Daly. This is Bob Neal saying good night from the Rose Garden in Portland.